Not even 24 hours ago, I made this video regarding the shocking plan around the IMF. And ultimately, this was based on a gold backed financial system with CBDCs, DLT, really kind of ushering in a new Bretton Woods. And I just found some very interesting information, and some new information actually came out as well to even support this even more. This is actually eye-opening. It's kind of unbelievable that this is happening, considering that I made this video less than 24 hours ago. Welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. If we take a quick look at what I mentioned in that video, Zimbabwe was one of the major areas in the world that was really kind of pushing for a gold-backed CBDC, even back in 2023. Now, we do know that this fully launched, and even more so recently, we got some news that bankers are backing this plan to adopt ZIG, or ZIG, if you will, as a sole currency before 2030. And lenders don't favor a long delay if reserves gain, price is stable, cash and mineral reserves backing ZIG advanced 30% since April. So yeah, I mean, this is a big deal because, banker support around this is going to promote, customer support as well. But this was all planned back in 2023. And in a very short amount of time, this started to really kind of push heavy, and then it came into reality. Now, again, as we take a quick look at this, this was changing everything. And it's mainly everything around finance, everything around the system. Even if we look here, right, the RBZ has said that the token settlement system is working on the bank's existing systems, but it may look at blockchain ledgers in the future. Precisely what it aims to achieve by doing so is not yet clear. So they were looking at blockchain ledgers even during this time back in 2023. And yes, they still are even today. And I believe that they are going to push in that direction even more as we do start to see crypto growing and growing and growing and maturing as well. But building on all of this, I said this back in June, and I said it's pretty simple. Revalue gold, tokenize it, allowing you to fractionalize it, and now you can back currencies with it issued out on DLTs. Now, yes, we already have this being backed. This is a gold-backed CBDC, essentially, that Zimbabwe has. But when are we going to see it tokenized in terms of gold? Well, that happens once we start to see the gold standard really become a reality and return. That's also when we start to see gold be revalued. And yes, I do believe that we will see gold revalued. I said I personally see the gold standard returning, but not in the way everyone is imagining. There is gaps within the gold standard theory that DLTs fill, and as much as everyone hates them, CBDCs too. Every nation has their own CBDC backed by a fraction of gold issued out on a DLT, most likely private. Then we have stablecoins, tokenized things of value, and you still need something to bridge these things. The future is going to hit the 99% like a brick wall all at once. Because again, how many people are actually paying attention to this? How many people are even connecting the dots here? It's a very small percentage. I would argue that's maybe even less than 1%. But outside of this, over here, we have a breakdown. Now, just to quickly say, it's not 6,600 per ounce. It's actually 8,800 per ounce in terms of that. I believe that this is a 40% basis. Yeah, it's a 40% basis. But this was from the Daily Gold, and he's actually quoting the ITM trading video. Roughly 22,000 per ounce to back 100% of the monetary base, and roughly 6,600, again, this would be 8,800 per ounce, to back 40% of the monetary base. By 1913, Federal Reserve Act requires a 40% backing. In February of 2008, gold price back 30%. That would be nearly 6,600 per ounce today. And, this would, again, be 8,800 per ounce. But what's interesting about this is a lot of people think that a gold revaluation will never happen. That's not going to happen. But a lot of those people are also not paying attention to what's happening right now around our current financial system. Everything is failing. The best way to actually get out of this and escape that and fix this is to revalue gold. And also tokenize it, fractionalize it, and return the gold standard, but in a way that we also usher in digitalization of finance. Again, money is changing just like everything else around us. Look at vehicles for an example. Almost every single vehicle now is running on a chip, it's running on a computer essentially. Everything around us is moving so quick. Digitalization is not going to slow down at all. And we still have yet to see money really kind of evolve in that way as well. That's where we look at digital currencies. Now, am I a big fan of CBDCs? Absolutely not. I don't like CBDCs. But considering the fact that like 98% of central banks are moving towards a CBDC, it's going to happen. But over here we have from Wrath of Kahneman, interesting brief article summarizing Ripple's Medico acquisition could be important for reliably powering CBDCs that are based off of physical assets like gold to control liquidity. Note they have in view smaller, struggling economies in which it makes more sense than saying like the G7 or the G20 economies. But here we have from XRP Drops, Ripple could tokenize gold and incorporate it into a CBDC. Ripple's partnership with Standard Custody and its CBDC expertise could bridge the two systems to create a central bank digital currency fully backed by tokenized versions of hard assets. This is literally what I have been saying for a while, since going all the way back to 2023, 2022. And now it seems as though we are getting confirmation that this could soon be a reality. Zimbabwe Central Bank that announced a new measure to link its currency to a physical asset such as gold as well gets quoted here. But here we have the full breakdown. Going one step further by tokenizing this gold and incorporating it into a CBDC would not be far-fetched. Last year, HSBC Holdings tapped Medico to hold tokenized gold for its institutional clients. Ripple's partnership with Standard Trust and its CBDC expertise could bridge the two systems to create a central bank digital currency fully backed by tokenized versions of hard assets, aka gold. This is a very big deal. I've talked about it on multiple occasions. As we look at what's going on, focus on what the central bankers are telling you. Focus on what the major organizations like the BIS, the IMF, what they have mentioned. They all have mentioned this move towards tokenization, CBDCs, and even gold. Everything is changing, and we have outlined this for so long. Now, also, here we have from April 9th of last year, where Texas lawmakers proposed a gold-backed state digital currency. Now, not much has come from this, but we do know that this was a bill that was in place that we don't know what happened. I don't think that it had passed. We have, although neither of the bills has been passed or presented for a vote, both state that this act will take effect September 1st, 2023. Nothing really happened from this, but as we do really kind of look at this, this still shows us that there is a major support for a gold-backed currency, and this is a digital currency. Now, also from the OMFIF, Digital Monetary Institute, central bank digital currencies and gold, implications for reserve managers. Then over here, we have different scenarios and their impact on gold. A gold-backed CBDC could boost the metal's role in the global financial system. Again, this is in this document. And they even do mention moving towards cashlessness as well. It's very interesting, but this is exactly what they want to do. And we have, given that other reserve assets are likely to digitalize soon, gold itself may benefit from digitalizing. But I also think that this is setting the stage for CBDCs to be backed by gold and DLT and blockchain to play a key role. Now, this is from the OMFIF. This is the same OMFIF that back in December of 2023, just recently, simplifying cross-border payments through CBDC technology. Guess who's mentioned multiple times here? Ripple. CBDCs enable low-cost, virtually instant settlement of both domestic and cross-border payments, reducing risk and improving the user experience. Digital currency technology like Ripple's CBDC platform introduces instant settlement and capabilities that are not possible with legacy technology. This helps ensure that payments are quickly sent and received in local currency on either side of a transaction, while providing a platform for further innovation. This is all through the XRP Ledger technology. And down here we have through Ripple Payments. Ripple has significant experience in providing solutions across the world enabling frictionless cross-border transactions, reducing risk and cost through harmonized standards. And then we also have at the bottom here, a key differentiator of the Ripple CBDC platform is the ability for central banks and governments to adapt their currency plans through each stage of the CBDC production lifecycle. Adapting CBDC plans to align with the goals of a specific country requires this type of flexible solution and business planning before a pilot commences. As more countries work to adopt CBDC plans, new ways of executing and accelerating cross-border transactions should continue to evolve, helping central banks deliver value to customers or consumers and businesses. And this also shows you like how big of a role Ripple could essentially fill here. Now, building on this, let's go back to 2020 because I have to give a big shout out to Martin Volk for this. Guys, you probably know about this PDF file. Here's the coming reset of the international monetary system. Although, yes, it has taken time for this to kind of morph into reality because this did get posted back in May of 2020. If we look at everything that's happening around us with these CBDCs being backed by gold, we now have these heavy discussions happening. We have DLT, tokenization, all being, really kind of brought up and discussed heavily. We even have this Ripple partnership being highlighted around, Ripple possibly tokenizing gold and incorporating it into a CBDC. And then when we go back to this 2020 diagram of the coming reset of the International Monetary Fund or the International Monetary System and what the International Monetary Fund actually told us in my previous video. If you guys haven't watched it yet, I highly suggest you do. Here is the full breakdown of gold. Here we have gold, SDR, and the CBDCs. Guys, remember that regardless of if the CBDCs and gold are on a DLT, which again, CBDCs need to be issued out on a DLT or some type of system like that, it all still needs a neutral bridge currency. That's where XRP really kind of comes into play here. XRP would act as a bridge between digital central bank currencies, just like Ripple has outlined as well, which themselves lack interoperability. And then here we have the price of XRP. XRP would be defined as a specified quantity of SDRs, just like the local currencies. Now, again, we don't know if XRP will be revalued or anything like that. Again, we don't know what's going to really happen. That has been speculated on for a while. I don't care to really kind of entertain that. But outside of that, here we have the full breakdown of the gold price, which again, gold will essentially be revalued in a sense because, again, it needs to be. During this time, it will need to be revalued. And then we also break it down into, fractionalization through tokenization. But this is a non-deflationary price of gold in a global gold-backed SDR standard. Then we have tier 1, the SDR, which would be defined as equal to a specified weight in gold. And then we also have all of the CBDCs, which will also be defined as a specified quantity of SDRs. Since local currency is defined in SDRs, the SDRs are defined in gold. By extension, every local currency would be worth a specified weight in gold, aka we would have the gold standard yet again. And, as we really kind of look at what's happening here, look at what the IMF has told us. Look at the echo of, the old Bretton Woods system that everyone has been highlighting. And when I say everyone, it's a very small percentage of people in this space, but it's still, most of the people in this space that have been telling you guys about it. But also, the IMF has called for a new Bretton Woods event. They even called the pandemic a new Bretton Woods event. So just imagine what's happening behind the scenes, right? As we start to see a lot more of these central banks and these major players moving towards gold-backed currencies, specifically even gold-backed CBDCs, just think about where we're headed and what's going to happen over the next couple months. I mean, to me personally, change is inevitable and it is on the horizon. I think that we are on the cusp of a major, new financial system, but we need a significant event to really kind of push us there. Just like the BIS has told us, we need a big leap, but all the warning signs are there about what's happening. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, though. If you guys did enjoy the video, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on for more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.